Hello, everyone. I just wanted to jump on here live with you. And we're going to have a good time today. We're going to talk about the four levels. Four levels. I left the S out when I put the post up, but four levels of growth. And so this is going to be important because these are development levels. These are levels that everyone goes through in growth. And you'll see where there could be a moment where you want to give up or you want to quit your growing. But the key is to know that you're going to go through these four levels, and as you go through these four levels, you'll maintain and you'll grow and you'll increase. And so it's going to be very good. Thank you for joining on Barrier Buster here, the Barrier Buster app place here on Facebook, and we're going to just continue to talk to you and just bring different content. And right now we're in this talk on growth because I think many people often want to go to another level, but they don't want to grow to another level. And the only way you can become the next level is that you must first become that inside. And so we're dealing with growth today, and we're dealing with how to grow and why to grow. And it's not an exciting topic. People don't want to talk about it, but if you want to really go to your next level, you have to deal with it and you have to know how to grow, because growing is not an automatic thing. I wish it were. We will all grow, but growing into what you want to become is not an automatic thing. And so you have to do it intentionally, and you have to do it with power, and you have to do it with focus, and you have to do it with energy. That's why I created the Barrier Buster app. If you don't have it, go ahead and download it at your app store, Apple, iTunes, or Google Play. And we're excited about the things that are going to continue to roll out. We've added the YouTube channel that we're going to continue to pour out more and more video, working on a podcast, the Barrier Buster podcast. So we want you to grow so you can continue to challenge your limits and overcome your barriers. So we're going to just jump right in, and I'm going to share my screen with you here. I'm going to share my whole desktop today because I want to be able to just start this and still be on the screen. Hopefully you can still see me. But we're talking about the four levels of growth today. And the four levels of growth are very important. It starts with zeal. Then the next portion is the disillusioned learner. The capable, number 3, is the capable but cautious performer. This is when self-doubt kicks in. And then the self-reliant achiever. And so we want to make sure that we understand how these four function in our lives as we are choosing to grow. As you're choosing to grow, you're making a decision to grow because you've hit a limit, you've hit a wall, you've hit a lid, you've hit a barrier, as this whole system is called. You've hit something that is telling you it's over, it's done, or that you have to reinvent yourself and you have to go to the next level. And that is a very challenging place to hit, is when you find yourself limited, or you find yourself wondering, doubting, or questioning your ability, yourself. Those are, for some people, times to stop moving forward and stop growing. But for a person who's considered themselves to be a grower, that's the time where they dig in and they discover, what is it that I need to do now in order to become what I envision myself to be. You will never just automatically be that person. You'll never be that person. You have to grow into becoming, and you have to grow into that person. If you don't make that decision, you won't have it. You'll have a dream, but you won't have the aptitude, and you won't have the abilities. You won't have even the desire. You have the dream, but you won't have enough get up and go to actually make it happen. So you want to make sure that you commit to being a grower. You commit to being someone who is growing. And when you make that commitment, it's a tough commitment to make. But what you've done is you're making the decision, I'm going to learn whatever I have to do. And then you treat every circumstance, you treat everything like a school. This is a training. This is a training mode. This is an opportunity for me to grow. When I decided I wanted to do this, I decided I had to grow in another level. There was techniques and things that I knew, but I had to grow in another level to become a barrier buster coach, to become someone who was going to train people to break through limits, to become someone that was going to break through his own personal limits in order to achieve that. So if there's anything you want to do in life, you have to grow into it. And you have to know that growth is going to take time. As we talked about last week, growth takes your energy, takes your time, it takes a consistency. But these are the four levels you're going to grow through. First is zeal. Zeal, you're going to get excited about it. You're going to get enthusiastic about it. You need to have enthusiasm as to be the core before you even have an understanding, before you even have a complete belief. Enthusiasm has to be the key. It has to be the thing you go, yes, let's do it. Yes, It's the buy-in. It's the value. It's the pay value. You need to pay something towards this, what you want to achieve. And you have to first give it zeal, and you have to first give it enthusiasm. You have to first give it hope. Before you can have the action of faith, you have to first go, I believe it. I believe it. And you will be reaching and grasping into basically darkness, into an abyss, into something that you don't completely comprehend. But in order for you to reach into that space, and in order for you to go into that place, you have to say, I can do it. I think this is going to work. And you have to have that, this is going to work. This seems like it's something for me. This is that enthusiasm, that zeal, that excitement is what's necessary for every project, for every growth plan, for every invention, every idea, every business plan, every family strategy, whatever you're planning out, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're hoping for, you must bring zeal to the table. And let me tell you something. If you have a team that's gathering around you and they don't have zeal for it, then you need to bring more zeal yourself so that they can capture the zeal. And that zeal is contagious. That excitement is contagious. It should just be enthusiasm. People are actually going to follow the enthusiasm before they actually understand the plan. And if they are going, yes, okay, this person's on fire. This is exciting. They must see something, know something, have something that I don't know, I don't have, I don't see. Let me sit down and find out what the plan is. That's enough to get a person to sit down. They will sit down and go, that's the plan, that's exciting. Then you have to work out the plan. Zeal, excitement never replaces the plan. You still have to have a plan. You still have to have a strategy. You still have to have a focus and a purpose. You still have to have those things. But the realization, you need to have zeal. The person who doesn't bring zeal to the plan, doesn't get excited. I've seen the most conservative people, and don't make it about a personality thing. It's not about personality. It's not about, my personality is calm and collected. I'm so chill. That's great. Get excited about something, because people who are mathematicians are excited about math, and you can see it. Even though they're like, they may write faster, they may get intense eyebrows, they may clench their jaws. I've been around every kind of person, and you can see when a person is excited. You can see when a person's full of whatever they are pursuing. They're full of it. They're fully energized by it. They may sit one way, and then all of a sudden you start talking about their topic and they sit up and they're going to engage you in another level. This is extremely important that you have that, where people see you sit up when you talk about your topic. They see you sit right. They see you step into another level of focus and confidence, and it shows in your eyes. Your pupils get dilated. It's very exciting to be around people who are excited. It's just exciting to be around that person. Even if you are conservative, even if you are a person who is more of an introvert, or just someone that is more passive, you want to be around people who have energy. Energy is attractive, and so make sure you bring that charisma. The Good to Great told us that the most influential leaders in business are not people who are charismatic necessarily, but they have that zeal. You can see the zeal for what they're into. They talk about it all the time. They keep it in their focus. They're completely driven by it. That zeal is attractive. That enthusiasm is attractive. They want to talk about it late in the night. They want to talk about it early in the morning. They want to write about it all day long. That obsession is completely exciting. And so make sure you have that as a part of your package, and know that that's going to be a part of your growth. You fall in love with someone in the beginning, it's zeal, it's excitement, it's enthusiasm. You are engaging a relationship, and it's just emotional. Don't leave the emotions at home. Bring the emotions to the game. Bring the emotions. When you bring the emotions, you bring everything, the passion, everything that's been placed in you, every desire, every gift, everything that's been placed inside of you comes when you bring the emotion. Don't leave the emotion at home. Let it come. Let it come to work with you. Let it be a part of your business planning and strategizing. Get excited about it. Dream about it. There's times where I've talked to people about business, and I've talked about different things, and they can't even sleep. They're like, I'm so awake. I just can't believe this. That's the excitement. That's the zeal just taking over. So you want to make sure you have that. I know I push that a lot because I feel like there's a lot of people are trying to find reality in business and in life. They're trying to stay grounded, and they don't want to get too excited about stuff, and they want to maintain mediocrity, and they want to maintain a mundane kind of lifestyle, and they just want to be just calm and easy and flow. Let me tell you, that's not going to work. You just have to get excited about it. You just have to just get full and just go for it, because that's what's going to work. And the people who are just trying to stay in this even keel mode and let's just keep a balanced situation, balanced life, they're not going to make it happen. You got to have some people that are just, you know what, I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. Let's get this thing going. All right. So that's going to be very important to get that in you. If it's not in you, then meditate on it. Think about what you want to achieve, what you want to accomplish. See yourself living in it, dreaming in it, walking in it, owning it, driving it, opening up the house with just whatever your thing is. Just see yourself in it. And then when you see yourself in it, you will get first hyped for it. You get excited about it. Don't let that hype go away. Keep it going. I think this young generation is excited. They're hyped up, and there's an excitement, and then it's not enough. We know it's not enough because enthusiasm, zeal, excitement never replaces the plan. And so I think this is the next stage of growth for a lot of us as we get excited. Woo, this is great. Now let's start talking about the plan. And when you start talking about the plan, you may get disillusioned. You may feel like, man, this is not working. One of the things that we find is that in this current generation, that business owners and psychologists are finding that with the young generation, let's call them millennials, because that's the title that they're given. But I don't know if it's just for millennials. I think this is for a lot of people, a lot of different age groups. I find they are disillusioned, and they have to become a disillusioned learner. They have to become someone that says, I got excited. I was so excited. I tried excitement. I tried motivation. They're all saying, I don't want to be motivated. I don't want motivation. Listen, you have to be motivated. You have to get up out of bed, and it takes motivation. And where we find that there are more sick days being called in right now by employees. They're taking more sick days than ever before. And there is an age group. The millennials are taking more sick days than ever before. And that because they want to sleep in, or they want to go and find something that is exciting. Or they're being depressed. There's heaviness and depression and discouragement and frustration is just rampant. It's just growing. It's increasing. People are just becoming more and more medicated to try to get out of this heaviness. Well, I just think that's a disillusioned place. It's a place where the vision is not clear anymore. I got excited about it, but I don't have a plan. And at that point, you feel disillusioned. You can say, I just give up. Or you can say, let me become a learner here. What am I missing in this whole thing? What do I need to learn? Because the problem is not the system. And I know we want to blame the system. It's the government system. It's the teaching system. And all of it can be corrected. But it will never be corrected by someone who is complaining about it. You have to embed yourself in it, understand it, grow in it, develop in it, find where its limitations are, then change it from the inside. You are to go into the world as sheep amongst wolves. So you have to go in there and you have to figure out the system, the way things smell. Don't go in there trying to be aggressive. You have to go in there and just figure out how all of it works and then change it from the inside. It's extremely important that you learn that you can get disillusioned by the system. Well, look at our government. You can get disillusioned by it, but it's not going to help. You've got to learn the system, learn how the system works, learn the limitations of the system, then bring change to the system. Look at our government, look at big business, look at big organizations, organizational religion, look at all of these big things. Well, you have to actually ask yourself, why is it succeeding? There's some success story there, and that needs to be retained, and it needs to continue on. And it just can't be all tossed away and just have a new plan, because that's not the way the world is working, because it's succeeding for a reason. I ended up getting a little excited about this, all this zeal. So we need to make sure that we understand. And so if you're disillusioned, don't just start picking things apart, and don't just start griping at it. Don't start just make it worse. It's like picking at a scab. And I know that's really disgusting, but when I was a kid, I did it. And I just, it just made things worse. It gets infected, and it just makes it gross. And It makes it nasty, and it opens up again when it started to close. It opens up again, and you just don't want to do that. Don't want to do that in marriage. Don't want to do that in life. Don't want to do that in business. Don't want to do that. You want to stay away from picking at things. And a disillusioned person hasn't chosen yet to be a learner will just start picking at it. And so don't want to do that. Don't pick at it. Just evaluate, write down, take notes. This is what I will do when I'm in position. This is what I will do when I'm in position. And when you start to see yourself in that position, you will start to do what it takes to learn. Zeal forces you to gain knowledge, and you're going to gain knowledge to be able to have the plan and keep the excitement. So you don't want to get rid of zeal, but you don't want to start with a plan. You want to start with zeal first. Start with zeal. It forces you to start working on a plan because you hit that stage that says, I don't know what I'm doing. I thought this was going to work. Listen, I've started a business. I've started nonprofits. I started an online something, whatever this is, started an app business. I don't know what I'm doing, but I am learning as I go because I see the vision. I see what it can become. When I talk to people about it, I talked to someone, a success coach this last week. I mean, he's traveling around the world. He's achieving, he's accomplishing. And I said, listen, let me show you something that I'm working on. Man, he literally got so excited. He got up off of this chair that was across the way from me, came and sat next to me, started bouncing. He goes, this is an idea. This is because I know that this barrier buster is going to change lives. So I'm learning, I'm discovering. It's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect. We're going to work on it every single day, every single year until you become who you need to be. So this is important that you become a disillusioned learner, someone that doesn't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what's next. I don't know what to do, but I'm willing to learn. And then you start to focus on how is this going to work? And you find, well, it's not going to work that way because I don't work that way. And then you start to grow to the way that it works, and you start to develop and you start to become. I know this is not yet working on the plan, even though you're trying to figure out the plan. It's not working on the plan. And we want to immediately get working on the plan and get working on the strategy, but that's not how it works. It first starts with working on you. You're the disillusioned learner. Now you're going to learn. And when you're learning, you are growing. You're developing. You're no longer that person who dreams of being the doctor or the lawyer or the business owner or the clergyman. You're that person who is now growing into that person. And then the plan starts to unfold the more you grow. All right. The next thing is you become capable. You are capable, but cautious performer. I heard that somewhere, and I thought that was just a great way to say it. Capable, but cautious performer. You're capable, but cautious performer. Now that means you're now finding that I'm learning. I have some skills. I have some gifts. I'm actually good at this, but I don't know. I'm just a little afraid to get this thing out there. You know, I literally, when I first started I wanted to do these videos. I mean, I'm used to TV production. So I wanted to have cameras, and I have equipment all around me, just high level television equipment. And I'm thinking, I don't want to sit in front of a computer and talk to a little tiny Logitech and have a little tiny mic. I don't want to do that because that's not professional. I was intimidated with performing, even though I had the capabilities of doing this. It was intimidating to me because it seemed not what I was used to. And yet we will continue to do studio and stage stuff, and it will continue to do cutting edge. But this is very necessary to just sit down and let's just talk. Let's just have a sit down conversation. And you know what? I had some self-doubt. I was in the self-doubt stage. It's not at the right angle. It's down. You always want to have the camera equal or up, and all these things that I knew were messing with me. So I just, we just have to jump in, right? We just have to just turn on the camera, turn on the computer, and push play on Facebook Live, and let's just start talking. Who's out there? I don't know if anyone's out there. I'm really doing this because I'm learning something. It has nothing to do with you. It does. I'm sorry. It does have a lot to do with you. It has a bunch to do with you. I'm talking to you. But at the same time, I'm overcoming some self-doubt. At the same time, I'm becoming a capable but cautious performer. I'm developing knowledge and confidence. So that's important that we all get through that stage where we're developing knowledge and confidence. You put me with a bunch of lights, you put me on a couch, you put me in some kind of chair, and you make me talk to a camera, and I know who I'm talking to. oh boy, I love that. That's the thrill of the chase right there. But you put me in front of this and I'm looking at this and I don't know if there's anybody even paying attention out there. Well, this is important for me to actually develop that. Just go for it. So let's just do it. Let's just have fun and be capable. You could do so many things, and then having some questions, some self-doubt. I just don't know if I'm the one. Maybe there's somebody else that's better for this. Why should I do it if this person and this person and this person's out there doing it already? Who am I? Right? You go through all of those things, but you know, deep inside, if you were to really dig in and look deep, you know you're capable. And the only thing that's holding you back is caution. And so you have to throw a little bit of the caution over there. Don't throw it to the wind, because, you know, you throw things in the wind. Sometimes it comes back at you in a very aggressive way. You want to just put caution where it needs to be and just go for it. Just go for it. And, you know, don't throw it completely out, because you don't want to be stupid, but you want to go for it. You want to have some stuff that overcomes the stage of doubt, that you're doubting yourself. I don't know if this is going to work. You know how many things I tried? I tried this time. Last time I tried, there was one couple weeks ago, we tried this, and that's like echo. I couldn't figure out how to do it. Now here we're a little bit better. No echo, hopefully. And so we're growing, and we're going through the 4 levels of growth, and we're going through the stages of growth, and it's necessary for us to do that. And I know that you want to grow. It's important for you to grow. You wouldn't have taken this already 22 minutes to even listen to this if you didn't want to grow. And I'm going to go to the last point here. Next week, we'll deal a little bit more on growth and the things that you can expect in growing. But you have to make the decision to grow. The very final stage of growth, the 4th point, the 4th level of growth, is self-reliant achiever. Self-reliant achiever. You become a lifetime learner and lifetime grower. You can no longer be known or be a know-it-all. You can no longer be a know-it-all as an achiever. This is important. The people that are really, really growing don't know it all, and they don't actually act like or think that they know it all. They may study a lot. They may have a lot of information, and they'll give their input for the information, but they are not that know-it-all. You know the know-it-all, the person that knows everything. And then when they're wrong, they won't admit that they're wrong. You can't be that person. We can learn from everyone. If you can sit down and learn from a little kid on how to do something, you can learn from a teenager. You can learn from a young adult, a millennial. You can learn from the Xer. You can learn from the boomers. If you can learn from anybody and never think that you have to know everything, then you're in a very great place. You're in a strong place where you are self-reliant. You know that I'm going to achieve. I'm growing. Things that I'm doing is working. We had 1 person paying attention. Now we have 2 people paying attention. We're really just doing this thing. And now I'm self-reliant. Now I don't actually have to lean on a lot of other things. Doesn't mean you don't need a team around you. Just means you feel you're in that space. You're now an achiever. You're now someone that is actually making things happen. You're not just sitting around waiting for someone to make something happen for you, but you're making things happen. You have to become that. The more you grow, the more you become that person that says, you know, I just got to make this happen. A lot of people don't want to grow into this self-reliant person who says, I'm going to make it happen. I'm not going to wait for mama, papa, all these other, I'm going to make something happen. And you should have family and friends. I'm not saying, but sometimes we wait for the government. If the government would just, if that Mr. would just do something for me, then I would just be it would just happen for me, right? No, it's not going to happen that way, because you have to become the person that makes things happen. And that only happens when you've gone through these cycles of growth. You first get zealous, you get disillusioned, you're capable but cautious performer. Now you're self-reliant because you've seen that it's not going to kill you this far, and you're growing and you're becoming and you're seeing progress and you're seeing development and you're overcoming and you're seeing rewards and you're seeing results. And what you're sowing is you're also reaping. It's just really just a good thing. That is beautiful, because you now become someone who's going to continue to learn, because you saw what learning can do for you. You're going to learn for the rest of your life. You got to become the person who is a lifetime learner, who is a lifetime grower, someone who's choosing to grow. If you don't put yourself in a purposeful season or day or moment of growth, circumstances and life will. This life will never, ever allow you just to stay the same. It will continue to try to drive you into a circumstance where you have to grow. Now, it doesn't mean you'll grow the right way, but you're going to choose to do something. It's a point where a person chooses to be a criminal, or chooses to be someone who is beneficial to society. Now, they both have growth. They both have growth. It's said that if you're going to be a criminal, you need to go to prison. That's where you learn the best tactics. Well, that's their school. That's growth, but it's growing the wrong way. Or you can get a success coach. You can download a Barrier Buster. You can start joining a club. You can join all of these things you can go to church. You can join all these things that are going to help you grow, become a beneficial part of society. And you have to choose either way. You're going to be a learner. Either way, you're going to be a grower. You choose to grow intentionally. You choose to grow on purpose. And then you will be someone who will have what you get excited about in the first place. So we get excited, and excitement is wonderful. And we need to have that zeal. Don't leave that zeal at home. That's when you're possessed. Enthusiasm means to be possessed, poetic ecstasy, prophetic rapture, and possessed by God. Isn't that wonderful? Just full of possibilities. Nothing's impossible to God. Think about if you're filled with that God character, that God idea. Nothing's impossible to God. So if you're filled with that, nothing's impossible to you. You need to have that zeal. It opens you up to get past the disillusioned learner. You'll then go past the disillusioned learner to the capable but cautious performer. You'll enter into that self-doubt stage. Know that it's a part of the stage. It's a part of the levels. Oh, that's where I'm at right now. Okay, I get that. I can handle that. Then go to the next level till you're reliant, self-reliant. I can make this happen. Something's going to turn around. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to give my work to this. Something's going to turn around. Hopefully this is helpful. Don't forget, if you don't have the Barrier Buster app, go ahead and download it at any of your Google Play or iTunes stores. Download the app. It's absolutely free. There's nothing to pay. It's just download it, start using it. I would encourage you to watch the walkthrough before you just jump right into it, because it is operating system. It's something that you have to give yourself to. And you should and must, I would say almost must, I demand that you give yourself to it for 90 days. All right. So every day, open it up and it will increase your life. You'll be steady, focused, and you will grow. Focus on growing and you will grow, and you'll become exactly what you want to become. You can also join us on our YouTube, subscribe to Tracy Armstrong YouTube channel. And also you can actually subscribe to Tracy Armstrong podcast. I'm going to start a new one, Tracy Armstrong show or talk or something, and that will be just focused on this kind of topic, the topic of success, leadership, business, growing, and becoming the best you that you can be. And we will see you next week at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time right here on this Facebook Live, Barrier Buster app, Facebook Live. We'll see you next time. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks.